homicide investigation is continuing in Lafayette. A man's body was found inside a home on the 600 block of Alabama Street. That is right behind the Tippecanoe County Public Library. Everything you need in a patrol car, from cameras to lights to sounds. This is after yesterday's protest for racial injustice brought thousands to the downtown area. News 18's Anna Darling is live from the Tippecanoe County Courthouse right now. She did talk with Chief Patrick Flanley today, but Anna, you mentioned it earlier, there could be potential protests going on right now. What have you seen? What's going on down there, Anna? When I met up with Governor Holcomb, he actually did a little Hoosier bump. He called this the Hoosier bump. That suffices as well. Make sure obviously you're washing your hands, not touching your face, stuff that the CDC is recommending for you to do. He'll be joining us here with the first look at your forecast. Kind of unseasonable right now, but this weekend we're going to see some different conditions. Hey, Chad. $10,000 Rydell scholarship will be used for the Frankfurt Hot Dogs football program, meaning they'll be able to run or pass the ball with more protection. Breaking news right into the newsroom. An election board official says there was a mess up and they're still counting about 600 votes. One woman was injured after she ran away from the shooting. I am not allowed on mall property, but behind me in the distance, you can see a Macy's and you can see a Kohl's. The ground temperature has been too warm for any pre-treating, so workers are on standby. And so is News 18's Demi Johnson. She's live in West Lafayette right now. Hey, Demi, I know it's cold. What do you have for us out there in the weather world? You'll find these kiosks in downtown. On one side, it lists nightlife and entertainment and annual events. Come on over to the other side and you'll see a map above that lists places to dine, places to shop, and even where to find your favorite pieces of public art. Here on Purdue's campus, you gotta love the fans behind me. On any college campuses around the country, it's just a normal day. But here at Purdue, it's like Christmas. We've got a story coming up about a 99-year-old, and not about the hot dogs, but about a gift of a tricycle on July 4th. That and more when coming back.
Isn't it time to find some healing?
In support of all Black lives, we will take a knee for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
It was more than just a moment of silence for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That kneeling was a symbol of George Floyd's death. That amount of time was how long a Minneapolis police officer knelt on his neck, causing him to go unconscious and later die.
This just feels different.
This was an emotional event enlightening everyone on institutional racism.
Don't let me fool you. We've got a lot of work to do, but we are making the steps to create a more diverse environment.
Certified pediatric nurse practitioner Mallory Walker leads the Diversity and Inclusion Council at IU Health Arnett. She says it's her job to rid of any of the aforementioned racism in her workplace.
Continue to educate yourself, learn about your own biases so that we can be better healthcare providers, but more importantly, just better people.
People of color across the nation are yearning for change, for a better tomorrow, for their family and for their future.
People are geared up and ready to create the change that our world needs, and I'm all in. I am all in.
In these demonstrations, protests, and marches, Walker says the message speaks to her.
It does something to your heart. It truly does something to your heart. So we've been screaming this for a long time.
Shoots a half-court shot and made it! He made it!
The voice of Purdue basketball.
Now a three ball is made left side by Carson Edwards.
The story of the voice of Purdue basketball.
Bullseye!
Starts in Akron, Ohio.
I come to work and I work hard at it.
Larry Clisby was adopted at just 3 days old, grew up in Warren, Ohio, graduated from Warren Howland High School, and then Kent State University with a degree in telecommunications. Shortly after that, his broadcasting career started in Paducah, Kentucky.
Well, I have people that still talk to me that knew me in Paducah, Kentucky 45 years ago.
However, it was short-lived. A Lafayette radio owner noticed his transcendent voice while driving through Paducah.
Three ball, good!
And immediately hired him. Before the age of 30, Clisby, better known as Cliz, moved on up to the home of Boiler basketball in West Lafayette.
Hi everyone and welcome to this week's show.
And then, at the age of 30, the job was his.
I'm lucky. I have the best job in the world.
Through trying times.
Turning with the ball to the corner. They drive, shoot, and miss.
Through tournament triumphs.
And shoots in the corner. Bullseye!
Kliz is now in his 42nd year calling Purdue basketball games, calling from the same seat in Mackey Arena.
Crossover dribble.
But it's a call he got from a different seat that forced a timeout on his career.
The emergency room doctor was almost choking up himself. And he was like, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you've got brain cancer.
Stage 4 metastatic brain cancer.
And that's just such a scary 2 words to put together.
Metastatic means the cancer had to spread from somewhere. That somewhere was Clisby's lungs.
Does it get any worse than brain cancer?
I was 4th-stage lung cancer, and when I first got that diagnosis, I thought I was a dead man.
That date was June 15th, 2018. Kliz and his wife Michelle were engaged by that point.
We gotta figure this out. We gotta figure it out together.
Kliz says he turned to family and friends for support, even relied on a Hoosier for some help.
Don Fisher, the great announcer at Indiana, has been a longtime friend of mine.
Kliz is one of those guys that, you know, he always said he was going to beat this. We've known each other ever since he became the voice of the Purdue Boilermakers. And Larry is a hilarious guy.
Kliz knows laughter is the best medicine.
People always want to know what it's like. They have 2 rivals like that get along with each other. We always laugh about it.
But Michelle says otherwise.
You know, it's funny. Almost when he gets a little bit grumpier is when you know he's feeling better, because that's just his personality.
The personality of a man almost destroyed from cancer.
I asked my oncologist the other day how many more years he thought I might have, and he said, oh, 2. I said, 2? He said, maybe 4, 5, 6.
The oncologist even said possibly 10 years.
I said, I don't know if I'll be alive in 10 years, but I'd certainly take 10 in a moment.
In that moment, it was time for a comeback.
I walked in there and I didn't know what to expect.
The date is July 5th, 2019.
That's a big word when you're fighting this stuff.
I said, what do you call that? I mean, what am I? Am I just... No, he said, you're in remission. I said, you gotta be kidding me.
I just want to say how proud I am of him for battling this thing.
Kliz has fought bladder, skin, lung, and brain cancer. He's fought the urge to give up. He's fought through the pain.
I thought for a moment this might be my last year. I'm not saying it will be, but I'm not saying it won't be either.
It was people like his wife, his friends, and Boiler basketball fans that always had his back. Kliz doesn't know if he'll see year 43, and neither does his wife.
If there's a way to come back and do it again another year, that's the sort of thing that would happen to Larry Clisby.
And neither does Purdue basketball.
I'm not going to leave this job feeling bad for myself, because I've had an amazing career. Amazing.